Good afternoon to you all. I'm Frederick. Here's a brief look at your latest news headlines. The Arkansas Department of Health has rolled out new EBT cards for WIC participants. WIC provides healthy foods for pregnant women, infants, and young children. The new cards make it easier for the nearly 74,000 Arkansans on the program to use the benefits before they got paper checks to purchase all the items they would need each month in one transaction. The new cards function more like a debit card and allow participants to purchase the items as needed over multiple visits. The cards also make the checkout process quicker and easier at the store. At just 64 years of age, Hannes Zacharias is pursuing his passion. He's kayaking down the Arkansas River and wants to inspire others to seek adventures.
Part of the reason why I'm doing this trip is to also tell people of my generation and age that you can still have adventures.
He plans to travel down to the Gulf of Mexico. The total length of the trip is over 2,000 miles, with nearly 1,500 miles on the Arkansas River and the rest on the Mississippi River.
So I like doing long-term adventures and seeing the countryside, and that's one of the things about this trip I like, is that instead of trying to make miles underneath my keel, I want to understand the communities. So I'm been stopping as many communities as I can, learning more about them, learning about their history to the river and those sort of things, which has been a real joy for me.
Well, Zacharias started his trip on May 23rd and plans to finish by September 1st. He's keeping track of his journey on his Facebook page, Hannes Ark River Adventure. He also made a similar trip back in 1976. Well, President Trump's top intelligence officials warned voters that Russia is again trying to interfere in the U.S. midterm elections. Mr. Trump used a rally in Pennsylvania to defend his recent meeting with Russian leader Vladimir Putin, saying his diplomatic efforts are being hindered by the Russian hoax. ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports from Washington.
President Trump at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania repeated a familiar message.
We're being hindered by the Russian hoax. It's a hoax, okay?
But hours earlier, the president's own top national security officials telling a different story, warning voters about the Russian threat against the 2018 and 2020 elections.
It goes beyond the elections. It goes to Russia's intent to undermine our democratic values, drive a wedge between our allies, and do a number of other nefarious things.
That message echoed by the FBI director.
Russia attempted to interfere with the last election and continues to engage in malign influence operations to this day.
Just over 2 weeks ago, standing next to Russian President Vladimir Putin, President Trump refused to blame Russia for meddling in our election.
I have great confidence in my intelligence people, but I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today.
As the administration continues to face criticism from both Republicans and Democrats for not doing enough, President Trump's national security team says they are taking action because Russia did interfere and they're trying to do it again.
Our focus here today is simply to tell the American people we acknowledge the threat. It is real. It is continuing.
Once the president returned from his summit with Vladimir Putin, he said he accepted the intelligence agency's conclusion that Russia interfered in the election, adding that others might have done so as well. The White House refuses to say who the others are. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. For the latest news, weather, and sports, log on to KATV.com. I'm Frederick Price. Have a good day.